So, hello everyone, and welcome back to the New Earth Love podcast. We are here for the first time in beautiful Bali, and next to me is the amazing, the one and only, today all in red, Fari. Welcome
Yes,
once again.
thank you, my sweet darling.
So happy to be in person with you for the first time doing this.
Yes, and I love the fact that you're here with me and that we
Yes.
can just explore this journey together, supporting each other. It's always such a so beautiful, so beautiful. I'm so grateful for it.
And we can, for the first time, actually have cacao, like Balinese cacao, with
Ooh,
us.
unhappiness.
On happiness, yes, and truth and authenticity,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So
And
authenticity.
for everyone who is listening for the first time, the idea of this podcast is really to, by having conversation between the feminine and the masculine, to create more trust and understanding, and build a world with more love and peace. And in today's episode, we thought actually about talking about love itself.
Yes.
But before we get to that,
Mm-hmm.
like my biggest intention for all this is really the honesty, the authenticity.
Yes.
So we have been checking in with each other a little bit before starting this,
Yes.
but let's start with how are you feeling today? I love to start like this always.
Oh, so I didn't have a very good sleep last night. And the topic of love is so present in my life at the moment.
Mhm.
And love in the sense of in a romantic relationship. It's so present and it's actually kept me awake. And I was trying to figure it out all by my mind to tell me what love is. And once I let go of the mind, my body started telling me everything that I needed to know.
Mm. So,
Yes. Look, I get goosebumps.
so
Woo!
because you came up with the mind now, something I heard lately, I forgot who was telling it to me,
Yeah.
but that the heart doesn't have questions and the mind doesn't have answers. I
Yes.
love that.
Yes. Wow. Look, I get such a goosebump.
For everyone who doesn't know, when Fari gets goosebumps, that means
There is a truth.
there's a truth. It's not
It's
her choosing these goosebumps, it's the universe speaking through her, right?
yes, yes. The goosebumps are really my indication of there is truth. There is the universal truth.
Mm.
Look, yeah. So,
Mm.
so that is me. And I woke up thinking, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this actually today with each other, and maybe it's not the right time. But then I actually told myself, no, it's actually the perfect time
Mm-hmm.
because the whole idea of this is bringing out authenticity.
Yes.
And if I'm just gonna bring my smile and my full energy, exciting personality,
Mm.
that means that it's not authentic because
Mm-hmm.
this is not how I feel every day.
Yes.
And today is one of those days where I had a very bad sleep. I had very little sleep, and yeah, for me, sleep is such an important thing as well. It's actually allows makes me slow, much more slower in everything.
Mm.
So that it's also in my mind.
Mm.
Yeah, so that is me.
Mm. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
asking.
for sharing.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, I also didn't sleep too well. Very short nights. Woke up early, cranky, and like really vulnerable, like feeling really soft and even sick. Like maybe you can hear it on my voice. Like there's a bit
Mhm.
of a cold that is coming for me for the last two
Mhm.
weeks, and I'm like fighting it with ginger, and like
Yes.
just allowing it to be there. Maybe I
Yeah.
was also exercising a bit too much yesterday. I have no
Yes.
idea. But yeah, also like very similar to what you said. I was also waking up and like, should I just like do a self care day,
Mm-hmm.
and we shouldn't meet and all this. But my this was also the mind, and my heart was telling me, no, I want to see Fari, I want to do this
Mm.
because I just love what we're doing here, and
Yes.
like we're having this kind of conversations all the time, and like
Yes.
sometimes we put up the phone, we make an effort, we dress nicely, we put this, and
Yes.
put the
Yes.
microphones, and we
Yeah.
actually record it
Yeah.
so that hopefully others can benefit from this.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, okay, there's. I want to meet you anyway. I want to have a conversation. Why not recording it, right?
Yeah.
Let's go with the flow.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, not so much more to say. I'm still integrating a lot of changes and challenges that happened in my life lately. So I'm just here in Bali now for 1 week.
Mm.
Fari is here a little bit longer. We finally reconnected in the physical space.
Yes.
So the adjustment phase, I would say, from coming here with the jet lag and everything, is it's kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
But still, the processes that were ongoing before coming here, they're still there. So um, allowing myself a lot of rest these days and
Yeah.
not pushing anything basically.
No.
And what I find really interesting when I really surrender to that, like
Yeah.
um, staying in this vibration of I had even this visual coming to me this morning of like a fluffy cocoon around me,
Mm.
and then there's people, things, ideas, whatever are kind of touching this cocoon,
Mm.
knocking on it, like if they can
Mm.
enter, and I'm like, okay, hello, you're there, but I'm not reacting to it.
Yes.
It's more like, okay, do I invite you into this cocoon or not?
Mm-hmm.
And like the main thing for me right now is really to stay in this cozy, soft, loving energy. And whenever something feels really aligned, like doing this right now, then okay, I invite it into the cocoon. And having this
Mm.
like big house for
Wow.
myself right now helps a
Yes.
lot. Like
Yes.
you cannot see that probably maybe in the reflection, but we're looking actually at the rice field. It's just green in front of us,
Yes.
sunny day, and that really personally helps me to
Wow.
calm down
Mm-hmm.
big time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's me for now. Mm-hmm.
Mm. I think also to mention that all the things we talk here, we don't, we just it just comes naturally
Yeah, you
out
channel
of
it in the spot basically.
yes. I feel that now. I was just reflecting on it, that how we can just sit here and just have the talks we always having, and just having
Mm-hmm.
things recorded, and actually being brave enough to say, hey, this
Mm.
is our raw us in everything that it is, and we're
Yeah.
gonna publish it.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So this is something to also look at, and also um, yeah, be proud that we can just be so real with ourselves that we don't need to sit and think what should people like
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
this moment.
Or make a script and
Yes,
perform it. Yeah.
yes, perform it.
Mm.
This mainly. And talking about performance, how much we are actually performing in the world, how much
Mm.
there is actually performance in so many ways. Uh, yeah, now I'm getting actually off a little bit off topic, but something that is just coming to me is how much we actually are thinking that we have to put different masks in different situations.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this talk with someone before. It said, no, but I have different roles, and in different roles, I have to
Mm.
put different masks. And I was like,
Mm.
no, I don't believe in that. I believe when you're really authentic,
Mm-hmm.
naturally, you just know which part of you is going to be representing in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something from the outside that you're putting. I find like a mask is something that you
Mm-hmm.
put from the outside.
Ah, yeah, yeah. So which part of you you're activating rather than which mask you put it. Yeah, yeah, I
Yes,
get it. Oh, nice. I
yes,
like that.
yes. To
Mm.
really also reflect on that. Hey, this is, we are not putting any roles on. It's
Mm.
just our authentic being representing and getting activated in different situations, in different phases.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't mean I'm fake if I do this or that.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that I am so true to myself
Yes. Yeah.
that it's just so
Yeah.
naturally to me to know, hey, with a child, this is how I behave, and with an animal, this is how I have to
Mm.
be. So it's, yeah, it's something that just came to me talking about authenticity. That,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's lovely.
yeah,
Like it's really, it resonates with me a lot that authenticity is not like I figure out who I am once, and then when I'm not true to that one version of myself that I found,
yes,
that I'm not authentic. It's really, yeah, I
mhm,
really resonate with it. Like
yeah,
it changes every day what is authentic for
yes,
you, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
amazing.
yeah.
You wanna keep talking about this or?
I mean, I think this comes with the connection with the love.
Hmm. It needs it actually. Like if you're not
Yes,
authentic, you cannot be loved because,
exactly.
like, I mean, my definition of love is
Mm-hmm.
full acceptance
Mm-hmm.
and appreciation for one's being. And if you are not authentic, then I don't even know who you are, right? So in
Mm-hmm.
order to be able to love you, I need to see you first.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
And you need to see yourself first.
Also, yes. So
Yes,
the topic that came up for us today was
yeah,
how did you call it, the conscious love?
yes,
So
yes,
I give you the stage for now.
yes. So for me, it's been a very interesting year to begin with, to understand what to to understand myself first of all, to
Mm.
come to that space of self-love, and to come to that space of accepting the full of who I am, the fullness of myself. And that doesn't mean that it's always nice. I have a lot of things that um I yeah, I maybe um
Mm.
yeah, I don't want to say less nice, but they are just qualities that I have which can definitely still improve. And um, and accepting those parts of myself has been the biggest shift. Do I judge? Yes, I judge.
Mm.
But I have to love the judgment. I have to be aware of why I'm judging because it's telling me something, instead of judging myself for the fact that I'm judging. It's been so complicated to understand. It's so
Mm.
complex how the brain and emotions and the feelings with it and the past experiences, how much effect that has on us as beings, and how much that frames the way we think and we live
Mm.
and we see ourselves mainly. So, being in a space for the first time in my life, I can say, hey, I know who I am, at least at this moment.
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean that this is going to be forever, but at this moment, these are the qualities that I have. And it doesn't matter what they are, they're all part of me. And instead of separating them from myself and saying, I don't want to this, I'm including everything. And that inclusion of really looking at myself as a whole being with everything that I am,
Mm.
and really loving and accepting that has brought me to this space where I feel like, yes, today I just don't feel like smiling, and I won't be smiling.
Mhm.
And I love the fact that I do that because it's authentic in this moment.
Mhm.
And it doesn't mean that I don't have compassion, or that
Mhm.
there are certain qualities that are still very much in my values.
Mm.
But just being authentic to everything that I am and embracing everything that I am has brought me to a space where now is where I feel like I want to open up and understand how I can create this openness
Mm.
in connection, in relationship, and mainly in a romantic relationship. I feel like um, this been a big yeah theme in my life to understand what is a romantic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what is a
Yeah.
romantic relationship? I have a relationship with you,
Mm-hmm.
and I love you a lot.
Mm-hmm. I love you too.
Yes, and so what is making the difference between the connection I have with you and the connection that I have with a romantic partner?
Yeah, I think I don't know if this is like on topic what you mean about the conscious love, but this is like a topic that came for me also for
Mm-hmm.
today, like between love on one hand
Mm-hmm.
and relationship, which is like a structure on
Mm-hmm.
the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
So and relationship like it can be friendship, can be partnership, can
Mm-hmm.
be anything. It really comes down to agreements and boundaries
Yes.
with yourself and each other that work.
Yes.
And love itself, this is why we do this podcast anyway,
Yeah.
is just an energy. It's just an
Yes.
energy of saying yes to life,
Yes.
following your bliss,
Yes.
um, accepting yourself, accepting each other, seeing yourself
Mm.
in the other person.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah,
Goosebumps.
allowing
Yeah.
yourself to be seen. And what you said about is like looking inside and really getting to know yourself
Mm-hmm.
and then accepting what you find. I find that
Yes.
like a super crucial point
Yes.
because if we reject someone,
Yes.
we reject what we reject in ourselves in that person.
Yes.
So in order to love the person
Mm-hmm.
with all that is, I'm not saying uh, like liking everything. Loving
Yes.
and liking is again
Yes.
something different.
Yes.
I can love you completely
Mm-hmm.
and not like certain things that you do because I would do them differently, but I can
Mm-hmm.
still accept. I will
Mm-hmm.
not reject you for them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, is that understandable? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, or like certain choices maybe that people do and actions. Uh, yeah, I don't have to like it, but the energy of love as an energy of acceptance for the being can still be there.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
think this is such an important part of it
Yeah.
because if I don't accept myself, how can
Mhm.
I accept you?
Mhm. Mhm.
And this is once we accept, I can still accept you completely for who you
Mhm.
are,
Mhm.
and then maybe see certain qualities
Mhm.
that I don't want to invite in my reality.
Mhm.
And that's also fine.
Mhm.
And even talking about this, which I have recently done, understanding, hey, I love this person and I don't want to change this person
Mhm.
at all.
Mhm.
I want this person to be exactly who they are
Yeah.
because who am I to tell someone else that the way they're doing things is wrong? The
Mhm.
only thing I can do is put in my own boundaries. The only thing I can do is seeing where there is not a match of values and
Mhm.
not a match uh, in playing by the same rules, for example.
Mhm.
This is something that was very interesting for me to understand. I can love and accept someone
Mhm.
completely and still choose not to have that person in my reality because the love
Yes.
for myself is so much more important
Mhm.
than choosing s- someone else to come into my reality that doesn't reflect the way
Mhm.
I see
Mhm.
myself.
Yeah.
And this has been a big shift for me to not fight it anymore and
Mhm.
to say, hey, you know what? I love you. I accept you completely, but I don't choose for you in because we're not playing by the same rules in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And at this moment,
Mhm.
things can always change. So I never want to say forever.
Yeah.
But at this moment, this is what it is.
Mhm.
And this is where the conscious love comes in. The love is still there, but the way I choose it, I bring awareness in it.
Mhm.
I bring awareness in who I invite, which love I invite in my reality that reflects
Mm.
the same love I have for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, and this is then I'm talking about the conscious relationship, or romantic partnership, where I choose consciously with awareness who is matching
Mm.
and is in alignment with my, I can say, vibration, I can say values, I can say goals. There are some
Boundaries. Yeah.
boundaries, because it's when you're vibrating at the same
Mm.
vibration.
Singing the same song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
singing, it's all in
Mm-hmm.
harmony.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in harmony. If I ask you, Flo, can you be there for me?
Mm-hmm.
It's it's like a harmony. It's in harmony. You will be there for me, and you will check in with me, and it goes naturally
Mm.
for you. You don't feel obligated or forced
Yeah.
or something that you don't enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, for me, what I,
That it comes naturally, you mean? Yeah.
yes, because we are matching.
Mm-hmm.
We're matching in our in the rules we play by.
Mm-hmm.
And I maybe rules is not a good word. Values, morals, goals, intentions,
Can I just
structure.
adjust your microphone?
Yes.
Going down.
Oopsie. I move a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. No worries. I just hope that the sound is coming through.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So I mean, we have both been in romantic
Mhm.
connections where there was a strong love
Mhm.
and physical sexual attraction
Mhm.
with the other person, and still the structure
Mhm.
that we thrive on, let's say, or that
Mhm.
makes us that actually works.
Mhm.
In your case and in my case, it was
Yeah.
just not working. So then the deepest love
Mhm.
and attraction,
Yes.
this insect
We
wants to
have a,
join us.
yes. We have a guest.
So the
He's telling us to
it's really
flow.
irritating. Yeah, the deepest love is not enough, and it's really the what you say, this conscious choice what to do
Yes.
with it. Like I believe that if we do the work
Mhm.
and we acknowledge our needs and bring light to the shadows inside of us and all that, then
Yes.
we don't fall in love and we
Yes.
don't bend so that we can be with that other person because
Yes.
there's a craving to be with that person so that we feel more complete.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's something really important
Yes.
to mention here, I would say.
Mhm.
Mm,
Definitely.
yeah, and I think or feel many times people say, "I love you so much,
Yeah.
like I want you as a partner," but what they actually mean, I'm already emotionally depending on you.
Or it's a trauma bond.
Yeah, yeah, which is kind of the same in my
Yeah.
definition.
Yeah.
So it's like subconsciously, I'm not saying that this is like in the awareness, right?
Yeah.
But subconsciously, like consciously, it's just like, oh, I feel so drawn to that person,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
subconsciously, what usually happens is that there is something inside of me that I have not incorporated.
Yes.
For instance, for me, with this one partner, it was really like a playful energy,
Mhm.
where I had more like a grounded, rather serious energy, and
Yeah.
I felt like really drawn to that. And when I realized it, I was like, so I can create more playfulness in myself,
Mhm.
and then I still like that part in her,
Mhm.
but I don't feel like, oh, I need you. So it's this
Mhm.
like, I love you, but I don't need you,
Mhm.
but I choose you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
loving, needing, choosing, it's all different things. So
Yes.
it really comes down to, before you like meet someone, really become clear what is it that you actually want,
Yes.
what
And
is within your boundaries.
yes, yes, and it goes so automatically
Mm.
sometimes when you just meet, and it's like, wow, we're so in harmony
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of how we see the world,
Mm-hmm.
how we communicate, how we are in
Mm-hmm.
harmony,
Mm-hmm.
how we understand and read each other. We don't need to even talk.
Mm-hmm.
We just it's just energy that talks.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently went to this event, which was very important to have clear boundaries, and
Mm-hmm.
it was completely out of my comfort zone in a way. But I like to experience new things because this
Mm-hmm.
is the way I expand. And it was a new experience, and I was super excited to see what that is.
Mm.
And it was so beautiful to see because a lot of people had judgments about how those spaces usually are.
Mm-hmm.
And me going to that space and actually not needing to do anything, my energy was talking. My energy was
Mm.
talking, and with the person that was there with me, our energies were talking. Our energies were so in
Mm.
sync with each other and so in harmony that that was
Mm-hmm.
talking,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else was so clear that I felt like I have to really embodied certain boundaries in me,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't even need to mention anymore. It's embodied in my energy field,
Yeah.
and it's so strong and firm inside of
Mm.
myself that I, yeah, feel like I don't need to speak my boundaries anymore.
Mm-hmm. I can totally relate with that. I mean,
Yes,
I had a first date now with a woman.
yes,
Like we're literally talking first encounter.
yeah,
So what happened is we met in front of a restaurant. I invited her in. We sat down, just like in front of each other, holding hands, looking each other in the eye, almost no talking for the first like couple of minutes. I just said like, "Hey, will you ground with me?"
yes.
And that came like supernatural, and
Wow,
for her as well. So
wow,
the fact that this happened to me, yeah,
wow.
it's like really. I am not. I can be excited. I can also go to ecstatic dance. I
Yeah,
can be like right now today. I'm just a bit cranky and low key, let's
yeah,
say, and more in
yeah,
my grounded self. But I can get excited as well.
yes,
But I don't feel obligated anymore to put that aspect of myself, not as a mask, but like
mm-hmm.
that there's something wrong with me if I'm not
Yes,
excited. Like
yes,
especially meeting someone new is like I should entertain them. No, like if they appreciate me for, I appreciate myself. I have
yes,
people like you who do
yes,
appreciate me as well.
yes,
So why would I spend time with someone who is not appreciating me in that moment?
yes. And this is the people you attract as
Yeah.
well. Because you are have it very clear for yourself. You're accepting those
Hmm.
part of yourself. So even going to a date,
Yeah.
it's just doesn't activate anything because it's just you're attracting that
Hmm.
energy towards yourself as well. That is
Hmm.
full
Yeah,
acceptance.
yeah. And I think it's really a vibration
Yes,
that we carry of
yes,
authenticity, of
yes,
self love, of yeah, I call it shining your light, speaking your truth. Whatever you pick
yeah,
is, it
mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. It's like it's in the eyes.
Yes,
Yeah, the eyes
mm-hmm.
communicate like, hey, I'm here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not putting anything in front like
Yes,
glasses to
mm-hmm.
shield myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to connect. You're here to connect.
Yes,
Let's just see what comes up.
mm-hmm.
And so there's no filters really. It's just like pure authentic soul communication
Yeah,
connection. Yes.
and the energy field, they talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Your energy field already is talking. It's already exchanging.
Yeah.
And if it's not on the same level, one person will feel drained, or one person will feel
Mm-hmm.
pull or lack or
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable. But when the energy field around us is
Mm-hmm.
already communicating in harmony because we are on the same vibration,
Mm-hmm.
then it just goes so naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautifully in harmony.
Yeah.
And this also comes by, even if I am low in my energy and I can talk to you, communicate that to
Mm.
you, that it gives you, when you feel that uncomfortable sensation inside of yourself,
Mm.
understanding or realizing, hey, that
Mm-hmm.
that can be that part.
Yeah, the discomfort, I relate
Yes.
with that. Like I can smell it, or like I can
Yeah.
sense it rather than smell it if
Yeah.
people are pretending.
Yes.
I can always tell. I always
Yes.
could actually, even as a child. I was just not trusting it because
Yes.
I had to survive in some way.
Yes.
So and also doubting myself, right? So there was like my gut feeling told me something, but then like
Mm-hmm.
okay, the adults, the older people, they are more wise, so I need to just learn more about life, then I will get what they are
Mhm.
saying, and now I am an adult, and I'm like,
Mhm.
no, I still have that same sensation when people bullshitting me. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
and themselves basically,
Themselves,
yeah.
yeah.
So, and then I feel also the contraction
Yes.
happening when they are contracting. I feel that
Yes.
the mirror neurons activate, and when they are just like open and expanding and
Yes.
here to be themselves, then I feel that same like permission to bloom, to blossom, and
Mhm.
to to speak my truth and to shine my light. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And yes, that's why we make it so complicated sometimes.
Mm.
It's because we don't check in with ourselves first of
Mm.
all. Why I am not feeling okay today, and we don't communicate it to
Mm.
each other, which already creates
Mm.
so much misunderstanding even in our energy fields. It's like, how is it possible that it's not aligning, or we are not in harmony today, and nobody speaks
Yeah.
up,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then keeps that way, and then you feel home feeling super drained, and then you are like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's important for us to always
Mm.
first also take the responsibility for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Check in with ourselves before even meeting someone. Okay, how do you
Mm-hmm.
feel?
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest in the mornings, just check in with your sensations in your body. They talk.
Yeah, it's just about understanding what the sensations mean by reconnecting with them, right?
Yes.
When we learn to listen to the mind rather than the heart, and the heart
Yes.
talks through the body, through the
Yes.
sensations, then it's like these two parts. It's like, okay, I actually feel like no in my body,
Yes.
but my mind is like, yeah, but you said so. You said you will do it or something. And then we have a clash, and
Uh-huh.
fear is a very strong motivator.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
was recently listening to a YouTube video. I don't remember the person who was there, but it was about how to reconnect with your no, like how to say no.
Mm.
And it was she made a really good point. She said, um, when you don't like when you do people pleasing, when you're not
Mm-hmm.
authentic. So my definition of people pleasing is we all want to do good for other people, right?
Yes.
But people pleasing means I do good for you, but I do
Yeah.
bad for myself at the same time.
Yeah.
So meaning like I fulfill your needs by bulldozing my own,
Yes.
and like a good, caring, authentic way would be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you have a request, and it makes my life more beautiful to fulfill that
Yes.
request without suppressing myself. So,
Yes.
but we all have been there, yeah. The people pleasing, like to do something that we don't want to do because of the fear of what happens if we don't.
Yes.
And what she said there was really mind blowing for me. She said, actually, uh, you're not really focusing on the other person. You are uncomfortable with your sensations, and you don't want this discomfort. Like, let's say you
Yes.
ask me something and I
Yes.
feel a no,
Yes.
and if I would speak it out, just like no,
Uh-huh.
then I would feel so much cramping. I'm a discomfort, and I'm afraid
Yes.
of that. So I say
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
So to be a mature person, to learn how to say no, that your yes actually becomes more meaning,
Yeah.
is really like how to contain the
Mm-hmm.
sensations that are coming up.
Yes.
And you can even speak up for that. You can say, okay, there is part
Yeah.
of me that wants to say yes because I care about you,
Yeah.
but actually my needs are different. So I will say no now, but at the same time I feel fear coming up,
Yeah.
because I don't want to disappoint you. Or like, so if we would really like to speak freely like that, and the full experience, because a no
Yeah.
is a very strict word. No, it's
Yes.
like, okay, no,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, this person puts a wall in front of me,
Yes.
uh, or is it not? No, like it has so many
Yes.
shades, right?
Yes.
And but if
Yes.
you say like,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for your request, I honor your request. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I tell people. Especially yesterday, I had a friend who was reaching out to me, and she actually deleted the message that she was recording, recorded another one, and in that second one, the first 5 minutes, she was explaining that she was deleting the first one because she was actually asking for support, but she wanted to check in with me if I'm actually able to listen to
Oh.
her request. uh, and in the first message, she already did a request, And I was like listening with confusion to these first 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then I talked to her on the phone and I said, like, look, you can always ask anything.
Yes.
You can always ask. I'm not obligated, and I know that I'm not obligated to do what you ask.
Yes.
But you can always ask, right?
Yes.
It's up to
Yes.
me to decide. So your needs are always valid. My needs are always valid. Your feelings are always valid. My
Yes.
feelings are always valid.
Yes.
So I'm very happy if you share them with me.
Yeah.
And in some moments, I might be able to meet these needs, and in some moment, I might not. But I will never devaluate your
Wow,
experience.
so beautiful.
Right?
This is so important. The
Like,
validation of the experience the other
yeah.
person has. Doesn't matter even the story.
You mentioned that
Yeah.
word yesterday. Anything else is gaslighting. If a
Yes.
person says, I'm sad, and you're like, yeah, but you shouldn't be sad about that.
Yeah.
It's gaslighting.
Yes, it is, it is, it is.
Or if you say, I really need some rest, and you say, like, yeah, come on, you've been rested way
Yeah.
enough right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, again, gaslighting. It's just like devaluating your experience, telling you
Yes.
how you should be, how you have to
Yes,
be, instead of,
yes.
okay, what is your body telling you?
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation about that.
And just validating the experience. Just really, really validating the experience. I think recently I told you as well, I said, please tell me if I sometimes come across to you as judgments towards the experience you want to have. Because it is not aligned with how I would do it. But and this is also something that it was really important for me to mention it, but also to look at it and say, hey, someone can have a choose for an experience that doesn't align at all with my values, but I cannot put myself in a position where I devalue the other person by the choices they're making. Yes, I want to be in a place, especially with people like that are close to me. I want to accept and trust you, whatever experience you're choosing, that it's gonna be the most amazing experience for you. And this is the trust, also trusting myself that whatever I choose, I trust myself that it's gonna be the right decision I'm taking. And I have to see that in other persons as well, instead of putting my own values on someone else and fighting it. Yeah.
The word right in that sense means aligned with yourself,
Yeah, aligned.
or resonating with
Yes.
your
Yes.
with your being.
Yes. Yes, that it resonates with my being. So it's a very beautiful way to also reflect, because it's also representing the universe, the experiences we're getting from the universe. If I just accept them, don't judge them, accept every single experience that the universe is giving me, and see it as the experience I need in that moment, then how easy life is gonna be. Really. And I'm getting to that space more and more, to just trust that the universe is gonna bring me all the experiences for my highest good. For my highest good. And even if that doesn't feel always okay, and I'm sad and whatever that comes with it, but that it's always exactly what I need. And it's so easy to just allow yourself to be on that wave of trusting yourself, trusting other beings, trusting the universe. Just trust. Oh.
Shall we bring it a little bit back to where we started?
Yeah. Let's do that.
So the conscious love, I think we're still like in the process of defining kind of what it means.
I mean, I think for me, from my perspective, knowing what is in alignment with me, what experiences, what intentions, which direction I'm going, and choosing choosing someone that is aligning with the same things that I have, and through that, in the romantic relationship, generating more love from that experience of being in the same vibration, in that oneness, in that experience of me and you are in the same team. This is the entity that we have created in connection is this. Your needs, my needs, and this is the third entity in the romantic partnership. And I'm choosing you to create, co-create this road, this entity, to co-create this entity which we want to go, this road that we want to take.
What comes to me is the image of a carriage with horses where two or more people, can also be more people, sitting on and going in the same direction, having kind of a project, a mission.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. The way you say perfect. Exactly. And then co-creating, because through that I can experience the oneness. I can experience the oneness where we have a third entity which is connecting both of us, and we're expanding it. We're expanding it, and in my opinion, those loves get only much more because it gets much more generated by time than the kind of love which I would call falling in love, which is usually a trauma bond or a lack
so
or
that's
a need.
the contradiction that you make, like falling in love with some trauma or subconscious craving, or the choosing for it, that's the conscious love.
Yes, really bringing awareness. This is me, this is you, what is your needs?
Like choosing to open up to it completely, like, okay, I feel love, the other person feels love, are our goals aligned? Yes. Okay, let's completely open it. Yeah, like this.
And let's co-create. Let's co-create. And which I find with when you fall in love, the excitement is short term.
Yeah, there's not even direction. It's like you just get to know each other.
And then it's like bam.
It's based on excitement. Yeah, I agree.
And excitement is short term. Excitement is short term because once the excitement is over, which we call the honeymoon phase, right? It's like, wow, suddenly I see everything and I don't like it. And I don't like it inside of myself. And then this is the space where you activate each other's traumas, you activate each other's, and then you can also choose in that stage to really go through that together. Or what I consider conscious love is you have done a big part yourself separately. You have done this big part of knowing yourself separately, knowing your traumas without the activation. You did the work on yourself, and doesn't mean that it's not going to be activated in a conscious love. The only thing is that you just have much more awareness of yourself.
And it's really not only in romantic relationships, that's like one shape. But also like our relationship or any other friendship. Like what came to me now, my mathematical brain, like if you have two people, you have like these two circles of energy. And sometimes they're overlapping. Okay, that's cool. But if you choose to co-create, you open up to each other and you create a circle that is not double but 4 times bigger than yourself. So that is it's like a huge pot. You can try that yourself with your fingers, like putting these 2 circles, making one big one. It's much bigger than the 2, like 1 plus 2, or like this is 4 times.
And there is harmony. There is there is harmony in that space because it's what is your strength, what is my strength.
Exactly. And like it's again, I love you but I don't need you. So it's like, of course I can sustain myself. You're a very strong person, you can sustain yourself. So it's like, okay, but so we have one lone wolf and another lone wolf. Or
Yeah.
we actually choose to get involved with each other,
Yes.
be vulnerable, and
Yes.
share our deepest feelings and needs with each other. And that's what I
Yes.
love about our connection so much, that
Yes.
it's really
Yes.
like that we reach out to each other no matter how is the day. And it's not like I actually recently stopped friendship connection that I had, because
Yeah.
we had a conscious talk, but was another woman,
Mhm.
and her idea of friendship was really to, okay, you go deal with yourself, I do the same with myself, and when we're both like happy, then we
Mhm.
meet and we have dinner and we have fun, and then
Mhm.
we go back and we deal with our shit, and it's like, okay, it's one way to do it. I'm not judging it.
Yeah.
It's really like many people choose to do that. That's okay.
Yes. Yes.
I choose different.
Yes.
It's not the way I wanted. So I was really like, my eyes got bigger when I heard it. I was like, this is
Wow.
why we have this clash.
Yes.
And she's perceiving me as too much.
Mm.
Yeah, that was something that was building up over time, because she was not setting her boundaries in that case, which I wasn't aware of, that something was like too much for her. I'm not saying
Mhm.
like I was too much or she was too much or whatever. It's just like her capability
Mhm.
was done. So
Mhm.
it was overwhelming for her, which
Mhm.
is I can compassionately connect with that, right?
Yes.
Um, but yeah, the level of involvement
Mhm.
in the relationships that you have, um, that creates the depth for me, like to really show up on a daily basis and to really be honest and allow each other. I see that because see so much the value in myself
Yes.
now. I really see it as a gift when I
Mhm.
reach out to you and I say like, "Hey, Fari,
Yeah.
uh, could you do this for me?" Or, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm having this process coming up.
Yeah.
Would you just have a call or like meet in person and have a talk and just hold me for a moment?"
Yeah.
It's like, of course I can hold myself,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
if I feel like, that's what I call self dependency,
Mhm.
like you identify what is it that you need, and
Mhm.
if it involves other people, okay, I can reach out to you, and
Mhm.
maybe on that day you're really not in the mood, and
Yes.
then you say no, and I
Yes.
receive your no with love, and then I can ask
Yes.
another person for the same thing
Yes.
until I
Yes.
find someone that feels excited about it, because I
Yes.
know how amazing that feels to take care of you and of people in general, when I
Yes.
am in a good space with myself,
Exactly.
when I feel grounded and solid
Mhm.
and let's say nurtured
Yeah.
myself, to and see another person who is on the floor with
Yeah.
something. It's such a pleasure to give and to
Yeah.
help for
Yes.
me. So I want to
Yes.
allow you and other people the
To
same
give gifts.
pleasure.
Yes, I
So
agree.
yeah, that's what I say, why we have hands to pull each other back up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when you for people that are always giving, giving,
Hmm.
giving, when you see how much you enjoy when you give,
Hmm.
why wouldn't you give the same gift to that other person to give to you?
Hmm.
And when we change that perspective, I told this once to my mom because she's a very giving, giving, giving,
Yes.
pleasing, and I asked her this question, and she's like, "Oh,
Hmm.
I never thought about it." I said, "You know how much pleasure you also allow us when we can do something for you,
Yeah.
how much we enjoy." And then it also starts shifting with her, like, wow, okay, I can allow this.
Hmm.
And it's not a burden for them. They love to do this.
Hmm.
They enjoy it as much as I enjoy when I give it.
Hmm.
And again, she had a different definition that as a mom you should be giving,
Yeah, it
and
should.
as a yeah you should, and as kids you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was also a nice, interesting way to see how that dynamic goes in people that are always
Mm-hmm.
giving,
Mm-hmm.
giving, giving. So yeah, coming back to the conscious love for me is actually having the awareness that you choose someone that wants to go on the same path,
Mm-hmm.
and the paths that you're both choosing with all your needs. My needs are met, your needs are met. Some needs we need to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a dance.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dance of let's create from that space where we don't need or lack it, but we choose for it. Wow, 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 wow. So this is the way I choose to invite a conscious love as a partner in a partnership.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And again, to highlight that, maybe to close the topic,
Yeah.
I feel we are kind of
Yes.
at the moment to wrap it up. To take full responsibility for your
Yes.
experience, for your
Yes.
needs, wants, desires, feelings, and really find out in whatever way that works for you, what do you really want from a romantic partner or partners, from a
Yes.
friend, from friends. Like, how does it look like for you in the most blissful world that you could live in? And then, as you said, radiate that, like, okay,
Yes.
this is what I want, and I'm not gonna settle for less.
Yes.
If that aligns with you,
Yes.
like there's always gonna be differences with people. I mean, your soul stream of unique consciousness or
Yes.
aspect of consciousness is different to mine. So we are never 100% aligned. That's impossible.
No.
Like, you will never find a person that is 100% aligned
No.
with you. But there is negotiable differences and non-negotiable differences. So, and your body will tell you which boundaries are really non-negotiable. Like, I have to have this, otherwise I abandon myself in this connection, and that's never healthy, because on the long run you need to choose yourself, and you will. Or is that something like, for instance, like, sure, we have pizza or pasta for dinner, and you feel more like pizza, the other person like pasta, and you're like, yeah, okay, I can go with it, you know? So just a stupid example,
Yes.
maybe, but or what is the color of the wall that we're gonna decorate? Yeah, but with other things it might be way more important. So, and that's really the invitation here, to not bend for the other person because you love her or him so much. That usually means that there is an attachment on subconscious level, where certain aspects of you are not integrated, so that you're craving, you're needing that other person to feel more of yourself when you're with that person. And I mean, of course, for me also, the experience of love, of romantic love, means that I learn more about myself by being with you, by having a clear mirror in front of me, which then spirals up, and that's beautiful, but not from a place of neediness. Really from a place of choosing, because the values are aligned, because we actually feel calm and cozy with each other, and that we want to ride that same carriage together, right? Yes. Beautiful.
Woo, beautiful.
Any last words from your side?
Yeah, maybe something to just mention, even if we have this experience, which every one of us have, and even me, where we did fall in love, is also super beautiful, because it gives you a mirror so you can work on yourself. And if that means that that person is not going to be your lifetime partner, but it's going to give you a beautiful gift of wisdom, to really also acknowledge and not separate that from the whole experience of relationship and romantic relationship. There's nothing good or bad. It's about, what do you choose? What do you choose? And what experience are you choosing?
Yeah, it's fun to fall in love.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's always a lesson, I agree.
There is
Like
always a lesson.
the last time I was really like falling in love, there was more than one lesson, like a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like big.
Yeah.
So, and of course the ego doesn't want to see it in the moment, right? But you actually helped me also. I remember that you were asking, like, what was the question? Like, what do you want to learn?
Yeah, what experience?
What experiences do you want to, like,
have?
Yeah. And that was like, no, I just love this person. And you were asking, no, like, what do you, how can you grow? What can you learn with this person? And that really helped me to to
Yes.
understand what was behind it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So there is nothing good or bad. It's all experiences. But I think in this stage of my life, at least, I'm choosing for the conscious love.
Mhm.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yay!
Thank you for this conversation,
Thank
as
you.
always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Yes, I hope we will do more
Yes.
here on this couch.
Yes, for sure.
And in different dresses and different colors.
Also, embracing the beauty of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important part of the self-love we're talking about.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Until next time. Bye bye.
Bye.